Richie B, the party master, on Up and Go.
Today, Thursday, the 3rd of February, 2022. I just want to say to Chap before he leaves the studio, I really enjoyed that dub that I heard in the last 15 or so minutes. That one with Dennis Emmanuel Brown and Frankie Paul. That dub, the bad Jack. Have a great day. Good morning to my team in the building and good morning to our listeners all across Jamaica and around the world. Welcome to Up and Go. All the way until 11 o'clock this morning. That is the plan. And we're on a mission in Reggae Month 2022. All through February. Very much disappointing news as it relates to football. The Reggae Boys, people have been holding on, and they lose another match and they hold on a little more. But I don't know. The leadership has to take some of the blame, and I don't know. We don't want to start looking at blaming people right now, but it's just disappointing that we didn't quite make it. Didn't make it at all, really, to the next World Cup. And the Reggae Boys, yes, they put up a fight, but there were so many seeming issues. Sometimes it seems behind the scenes that might have impacted their performance. And as it is now, the reality of going to the next World Cup has disappeared. More on that later on. It's 25 minutes now past the hour of 7 o'clock. It's time for us to present WTF. What the fact? Nice and short this morning, actually. I can tell you, and this is confirmed, it's factual. Only 2 countries in the world use purple in their national flags. Do you know what 2 countries those are? Well, the flag of Nicaragua features a rainbow in the center that includes a band of purple, while the flag of Dominica boasts a picture of a parrot, a bird with purple feathers. These elements make them the only 2 flags in the world that use the color purple. The countries again, Nicaragua and Dominica. No other country in the world boasts purple in their flags. That's WTF. What the fact? Here is today's Jamaican proverb.
What dog seem bark all night, ram goat see too, but it no trouble him.
That's a one. Okay, so what dog say him bark all night, ram goat see too, you know, but it no trouble him. That's true one, you know. What the dog sees makes him bark all night is also seen by the ram goat, but it doesn't trouble him, or even bother him for that matter. Well, the meaning is very simple. Things affect people differently. So, the dog sees something, and he's out there all night, waking up the entire neighborhood. Ram goat see too, you know, but it not trouble him. Him don't even go meh. Not even once. Well, that is a case in point. Things affect people differently. All right, that's our Jamaican proverb. And we did promise you a chat at this time with the chairman of the Police Federation. Let me just tell you before I bring him in, since last year, the government and the Police Federation have been pretty much at odds regarding salary increase and wages and so on that are owed to the JCF members. Well, this morning we're pleased to welcome once again Corporal Rohan James, who is the chairman of the Jamaica Police Federation. He's here to give us an update on the negotiations with the government, their employers, and also to tell us a little bit about what's going on in terms of the hard work being put in by the police across the country. Good morning, Corporal Rohan James. Welcome to Up and Go. How are you doing today?
Good morning, Richie B. To the listeners in the diaspora and my hard-working colleagues.
Welcome.
We're doing well.
Thank you for joining us once again, Corporal. Before we talk about wage matters and negotiations and so on, obviously everyone is aware that we recently had experienced an upsurge in crime in our country. But at the same time, we should not lose sight of the fact that the police have, I think, in January alone, recovered some, was it 88 firearms, Corporal? The police are obviously putting in a lot of work, even amidst the crime wave that we recently experienced.
We are trying to do everything to cauterize that issue of crime and criminality. We cannot allow the hoodlums of this country to continue to go unchecked.
So even whilst all these negotiations are going on and the uncertainties as to whether or not you'll be getting what you're demanding, the JCF members have been putting in quite a bit of work to have that level of success.
We will not relent with it. As I have said before, if our employer unshackled our hands, we will be able to give unfettered service to the people of Jamaica once we get the resources and the remuneration.
And the remuneration. Another strong term that you're using, unshackling. Where are things at now? The nation wants to know. I heard of a meeting that was called at an earlier date than was originally planned. Is my information correct? And what can you tell us about the state of negotiations with the government now between yourselves at the Police Federation and your employers?
While it is that we went to the table, we received an improved offer. I must say that we are prepared to meet with our membership between today and tomorrow, and we intend to get a sense of direction from them as to how we proceed. But there is still a gray area in the offer that has been received, in that the outstanding matter that languished in relation to compensation for work done in excess of the 40 hours. There is still a gray area as it relates to that aspect of the wording and how we proceed in relation to this aspect of it. It will be determined by the membership, because it is clear that I have spoken to the technocrats at the table, to include the Minister of Finance, and I've stated my position very clearly, that I cannot, in good sense, acknowledge a breach in law and to go ahead and to sign affix my signature to any document that the breach continues to be placed on a document for me to legitimize. No, I will not. The members will in fact mandate us as to how we proceed, but I will not prejudice the outcome of what it is that they will do or direct.
It sounds to me, based on what you're saying there, Corporal James, that the matter of compensation or overtime pay for work over 40 hours for the week it could be a deal breaker from where you stand.
It could be a deal breaker, but the powers that be needs to come clear. You cannot send me a document to say as per formula. That does not cut it. The law is the law, and the law must be upheld. Every single elected representatives in Parliament, when they took the oath of office, they would have said in no uncertain term that they would protect every citizen's rights, and every citizen, to include the police officers, must be protected. As employees, the employer has a duty, and they more so have a statutory obligation to protect every citizen from being victimized and abused. And it cannot be that we are being enslaved without being given due regard for compensation for work done. In a modern era as this, it is important that our employers lead from the front and demonstrate the will as to what the law requires of them and discharge the functions accordingly.
Looking on from the outside, it would appear to people like ourselves that the government is taking the negotiations seriously. If they're moving follow-up meetings from, say, March into early February, it would give the impression that they are taking this matter seriously. But you made reference to an improved offer. What are the areas of improvement vis-a-vis what you were asking for initially?
whilst the 4% still lingers, there are other areas in terms of fringe benefit that has been placed before us. So it is that I will place that those the offerings that the government made to the members for them to contemplate and for us to capture properly on record what the directions are, whether to accept, reject, and how we proceed.
I don't want it to appear like I have been getting all that much information, but I do have my sources, even within the JCF. And I heard about that 4% issue, but I also heard of talk of some kind of a lump sum payment. Is that something that has been put on the table? And if so, for what would that lump sum payment be made?
There are it is a one-off and holiday compensation to Richie, and for good reason. You would appreciate that the members are not brought up to speed as yet. So, in terms of the what it is that the government has offered, I know that they have offered some areas that we have made some proposals on, and we know that the members will determine whether to accept or to reject at this time what the government has proposed. Mm-hmm. Given the fact that one of the main areas is that members continue to complain about is that they continue to work the long hours without compensation and due regard for compensation for those hours worked. Mm-hmm. And it is still a concern. And I had indicated to the minister that we cannot allow for the situation to go unchecked. We must do everything to mitigate against any distraction. And I foresee that there will be impediments as it relates to the wording. I've been trying to get them to correct the narrative so that I can present to the members. But the fact that the minister and the ministry has not done so, I will present what I have at my disposal and let the chip fall where it may.
All right, so let's look at some timelines. When will this be presented to your membership, and by when are we likely to get a result and maybe a response forwarded to the ministry?
We will be able to obtain a result by tomorrow because the system that we have in place now will capture every single member that comes on the platform vote, and as such, we will be able to report accordingly to the ministry by tomorrow evening, the latest.
Mm-hmm. All right. And would you say that you're closer to striking a deal now than you were a week ago?
I would not want to preempt the members, Richie, because I'm the chief slave. They are the masters.
Yeah. All right. We tried our best. And I want to thank you, Corporal James, for taking time to speak with us. I understand exactly where you're at. You can't come on the radio and speak to all the details before your membership is fully made aware. And as hard as we tried, you cooperated as best you could. Thank you so much, and have a great day, and all the best to the members.
You're most welcome, sir, and have a great day now.
Take care. All the best. All right. You heard him chuckle, because I'm trying to get the nation as much information as we possibly could. But I understand what's going on, because he can't. I think this meeting was just yesterday, and if he has not yet indicated to his membership, then he really would not.
It needs confirmation.
Yeah, definitely. And we appreciate nonetheless the update that we were able to get, and we heard about a lump sum payment. One person even said to me from the JCF that if they're going to offer a lump sum payment, it had better be tax-free money. So all of that is being discussed. And I heard about the 4%, and we still hear about the lingering problem of that overtime situation. So let's see what happens in the next, say, 24 to 48 hours, and we'll definitely keep you in the know, because that is what we do best right here. We inform, we educate, and we entertain. Ladies and gentlemen, we mentioned it a few times earlier, and we're very pleased at this time to welcome to Up and Go, Mrs. Richina Lukes Milledge, who is the CEO of L'Èlite MediSpa Incorporated, a medical spa that offers a variety of health, wellness, and aesthetic services. And, you know, right at the very start, in welcoming Richina, I want her to tell me more about this particular business that she operates. Good morning, Richina. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing well. How is everyone else doing? Thank you for the opportunity to be here today.
We're happy to have you. And I've been doing a little reading on what you offer, the services and so on. But I'll allow you to expand on it. What do you do at L'Èlite MediSpa?
So what we do at L'Èlite MediSpa is we truly offer health, wellness, and aesthetics. We've coupled the two together. So what that means is that we don't just do things from the outside, such as, you know, Botox, facial, dermal fillers. We also want to make sure that your inside is healthy, because if your inside's not healthy, then anything you do on the outside is going to deteriorate. So we take pride in really treating and helping our clients holistically. So we do things that promote health and wellness, like IV vitamin infusions. We do natural hormone replacement. So we naturally replace testosterone and estradiol, as well as progesterone. And that really keeps our body functioning properly. We also do services such as PRP, natural hair restoration. And so we use a line of nutraceuticals, and those are clinically grade supplements. They're not medicine. They use a lot of natural substances to produce the outcomes that we want for clients. Mm-hmm. So we truly couple aesthetics with health and wellness, and we really focus on beauty from the inside out.
Fantastic. Where are you located? And please go on to tell us how long now since you actually started this business.
Yeah, so we're located in Long Island, New York, and we're also located in Brooklyn, New York. And we're looking forward to coming to Jamaica, into the Montego Bay area. And the business was started 5 years ago. I was diagnosed with breast cancer 11 years ago, and I had felt just run down. I was beat up inside and out. So I was looking for ways to really restore my health, as well as to assure me that I wouldn't have a reoccurrence, because regular doctors couldn't do that. So that's when I started really researching. I'm a nurse by nature. I'm a nurse practitioner now. So I started researching other alternatives to medicine. And that's when I started embarking on IV vitamin infusions and a lot of the services that we do. And it built me up, and I felt great. I looked good, and I wanted to share it with the world. So we opened up 5 years, our first MediSpa, and we're now expanding.
Oh, looking forward to coming to Jamaica. We're waiting to welcome you here.
Thank you.
Do you have a timeline on that?
Yeah, so we're shooting for second quarter.
Oh,
so we're trying to get everything going. So, you know, this has been in the making for a little while with Bamboo Fun. So Patrick Barkley and the team, we've been working on securing a place in Montego Bay, as well as, you know, figuring out how we're going to actually implement it. So we have been doing some work so far.
All right. And let me just put a plug in. When you go to Montego Bay, please don't leave Kingston out. Please start looking for Kingston to come to Kingston shortly after you get to Montego Bay. All right?
That's exactly in the plan. We were just at the conference, so we were making definitely a lot of connections, and we plan on moving throughout the country as well as globally with it. But we definitely wanted to start in Jamaica, because that's where our roots are. We all have family roots there, and you know, Jamaica is just the botanicals that are there, the water. That's right in line with how we couple naturalistic services with medicine to create the outcomes that we want. So we're really looking forward to coming to Jamaica and all throughout Jamaica.
Wonderful, wonderful. So let me ask you, Richina, explain to us the difference between a medical spa and what we'd call a regular spa.
Sure. So the difference between a medical spa and regular spas, they offer a lot of beautification services and, you know, more of that look good on the outside. So they'll have you looking amazing for a while. But a medical spa is really where you truly couple health and wellness with aesthetics. So that's really where you work on the person's inside, their health and wellness, to prevent disease, to treat disease, to help their inside stay as healthy as possible. And we also do those outside services that focus on, you know, the beautification of people. So, you know, it's truly coupling health and wellness and aesthetics or cosmetics together.
What would you say is the age range of your clientele? What's the age range like?
So it ranges. We range anywhere from 20s up to 60s, 70s. And reason being, at 20s, younger people, they want to actually prophylactically prevent signs of aging and to stay healthy so that they don't get sick. And older people that come on, more mature people, like I say, because I'm in that old bracket now, more mature people, they like to start, preventing any further illness and restoring things so that they feel their most optimal and they have a better quality of life.
All right. Wow. Although we're living in a pandemic, I can tell you that Jamaicans are still traveling. So if they're listening right now and they're heading up to New York City, how can they reach you? And otherwise, give us some deets in terms of your social media handles, if you will.
Yes, definitely. So they can reach us. They can always go on to the website, which has all of our information, and that's L'Èlite, L-E-L-I-T-E, MediSpa, MEDISPA.com. And our Instagram handle and Facebook is L'Èlite_MediSpa and L'Èlite MediSpa Services. So it's all based off the business name. And I look forward to anyone coming, and we have some great immunity boosters. So if you are flying, we have IV infusions that boost your immunity up to kind of fight against these viruses that we're fighting against now.
Do you get a lot of satisfaction from your job?
I absolutely love my job. I love traditional nursing for it, and I live this. All the services that I've offered, they have helped me on my healthcare journey, and they have helped me restore myself to look good and feel good.
Fantastic. And we really, really appreciate you. Thank you for the information you shared about your business and all that you're doing to help people along this journey of life. Great talking with you, and all the best for the future.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. All right, a chat there with the boss lady at, of course, the L'Èlite MediSpa Incorporated. That was Richina Lukes Milledge. She's the CEO, and she's definitely on the up and on the go. One of the world's richest men is causing some problems over there in the Netherlands, as it has come to my attention. Jeff Bezos is doing some things that many persons in the Netherlands are not quite happy with. You see, he has made an order for what is likely to become the most expensive and the world's largest yacht. And it is currently under construction in a place called Rotterdam in the Netherlands. But this yacht is so big that in order to get sailing, it has to pass through this bridge, having been built by this company, Ocean Co. And the bridge presently is not big enough to allow this yacht to pass through. But this bridge is like a monument in Rotterdam. It has a lot of historical significance to the area. The municipality had already rebuilt it, decorated it, and it was something of a celebration when it happened. And now Jeff Bezos' yacht will not be able to go through that bridge in its present state. Now, in order to get sailing when that yacht is ready, Jeff will have to, and he has offered to, knock down that bridge and rebuild it. Same designs, only bigger. Now, that is where he's having a problem, because a lot of persons are, in fact, quite upset at that announcement. So, the boat, we understand, is about 130 feet. It's about 40 meters high. Lord have mercy. It is going to be the biggest yacht in the world. And it is being built by this company, Ocean Co. In Rotterdam in the Netherlands. And Jeff is not concerned about how much it's going to cost him to rebuild this bridge. He is prepared to do it, but he's getting some backlash, even at the very suggestion. The yacht will be known as the Y721, and it will be the largest of its kind in the world, according to Boat International. It is rumored that it will boast plenty of luxury features, and of course it will also have a helipad, and in addition to that, it will have a support yacht in case they're having any problems out there, they will have a smaller yacht that can be released. Can you imagine that? Yeah, Jeff is going large and going really, really large on this one, but he has a problem. It makes no sense to build a yacht and then it can't hit the water. So they have a problem on their hands. We'll continue to monitor that one and see how it develops. Jody, what's up? How's it going?
Good morning. The morning is going well.
Sorry?
The morning is going well. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Bridge Nation.
Oh.
What going on, Adley?
You all right? What is that?
In your feelings, Adley?
He still is. Should we tell them what he was saying a while ago?
Yeah.
What I want to be talking with you about, Jody, is the fact that so many men out there seem to be either jealous or upset with A$AP Rocky because he has impregnated and started a family. Even Rihanna they're upset with, right?
Yes.
What is the problem with these brothers?
I don't get it. You weren't with her. Something I understand. When it feel like when you did have a chance, and that because if you hurt, that means you feel like you did have a chance.
Yeah. We're going to talk about that. You know who's talking in my ear.
Yes.
Thank you for that, sir. But we already are on top of that. So who are some of the people who are reacting negatively and who are unfollowing people and all that kind of stuff?
All right. So Drake and Chris Brown have unfollowed Rihanna and A$AP Rocky as well.
Why? Is there any? Have they given a reason?
No, I'm not giving a reason. But there was a subliminal post by Drake. So Drake said in this post, she said she's been there before, but you've never been with me, so you've never been. So we're like, what? What? So obviously he's saying that if it's not with him, then it doesn't count. So I don't know where all of that come from. Because him unfollow Rihanna, then unfollow A$AP, and then post that.
I think it is making him look quite childish.
Very.
In all honesty.
That's what somebody said too. Yeah. And it's like, somebody say, first of all, he's funny for no reason. Because persons are laughing and somebody said, man in his feelings.
Any word on Chris Brown?
No. I don't see anybody commenting in regards to Chris Brown.
But what has Chris done? Has he unfollowed?
He has unfollowed Rihanna and he was following Rihanna for a very long time. So it's weird.
I mean, we know that they had their issues back in the day.
But they sorted it out and moved on. Yeah. So it was kind of weird that he unfollowed her after the announcement that she's pregnant for A$AP Rocky. Yeah.
Oddly, you seem to be one of those who would easily want to unfollow a Riri. What, you're jealous or something?
No, I'm done. Done with that.
Hold on 1 minute. Why not upset? It's like it's high time. You see, and this is why you know that you're not supposed to listen to people on social media. On one hand, everybody was like, no, Rihanna, you get in there, look how much money, you're a billionaire. You need to have a child, you need to settle down, have kids now. No, the woman have kids, everybody in them feel it.
Trust me. I don't even get it. You mentioned money a while ago, though, and that's an interesting topic. Rihanna is valued at what, 1.8 or something billion dollars?
That's right.
Not many people are talking about A$AP's, net worth. No, well, it depends on how you look at it. Just a little bit of money. Listen, A$AP is currently valued at about $10 million US.
Compared to Rihanna, it's a little bit
when you
money.
speak of those kinds of numbers now, you really don't want to do a comparison.
That is true. That is true. But it just goes to show that she genuinely probably love this person because she give up. Remember she was dating a billionaire,
Yeah, but that didn't work out for other reasons.
So she moved on.
Yeah.
And she dated more, rich people, richer men and so on. But I just feel like she and A$AP have a connection and she really do care for him. The fact that she allowed herself to get pregnant.
Do you think it's likely, though, that with the association that his stocks will continue to rise? And I
feel like he's going to be better off now. I have a feeling.
And if he takes a few tips from Rihanna, he could be a much richer guy in a short time.
Who knows? He might even invest put some stocks in our business. And
you never can tell.
You never know what might happen. But I'm happy for them.
They'll share a baby. People are already speculating about what name they might want to give the baby. Some people are saying it's going to be taking the same name as A$AP Rocky. We don't know all of that information.
Hope not.
You hope not?
No, I wanted to have like a Caribbean. If it's a girl, a Caribbean girl name, something very Caribbeanish. But knowing them, you know, when you're a celebrity, you can't have your child named Jody. That, you know,
ASAP's name is Rakim Mayers. So how about Rakim Mayers too, if it's a boy?
Fair enough.
Doesn't sound too bad. It has a nice
so,
ring to
right.
it. Oh, to get into the conversation and stop balling them on. Stop balling them.
I wish them could have put the camera up and let's see how Adley stressed out here.
Done.
Adley stressed.
you know, he's not the only colleague that we have who's stressed.
True. One is in training right now,
okay.
And if we ever talk about it, in ball.
Yeah, ball, living eye water. All right, they need to get on with their lives. You know, a relationship that has kind of gone sour, it seems, but it's not like it's out there like that. Is the relationship between Wayne Wonder and Buju Banton?
Yes,
and many people have been speculating that they definitely are not as close as they were back in the day. So yeah,
it's unfortunate, and I just feel like it's a trend in regards to. I love Buju Banton as an artist.
Yeah.
I love his music from back then to now, but it just seems like an unfortunate trend where him just kick off with a whole heap of people that supported him over the years. So I hope they can, if it's something that can be rectified, I hope they do.
We hope it does.
Yeah.
Wayne was in an interview recently saying, hey, look, when Buju came back and was doing that show at the stadium, it was Donovan Germain who actually called him first. And he says, listen, Germain, I was the one that introduced you to Buju. If Buju wants me on the show, let him call me himself. And he actually said that Buju called him. And according to Wayne, they made some attempts to sort of bridge the gap and so on. But according to him, we just kind of grew apart.
Yeah.
So,
and that happens too.
Yeah,
you know, it's not everybody going to be close with for the rest of your life. But I hope that, you know, if the opportunity arises for them to do music together, perform together, that is something that can happen, because that would be, you know, dope.
Ideal.
Yeah.
And this is a moment that we have been waiting for. Interestingly enough, we have been monitoring his career. We have been playing his music, and it was only a matter of time before we'd get a chance to have him pop into our studio and spend some time chatting with us. His name is Blvk H3ro. Morning, Blvk H3ro. How are you doing, sir?
Check. Morning. Still don't know how to wake up so early, but God bless you, you know what I mean? Still trying to get used to it.
So you couldn't do a job where you have to wake up at 4 o'clock, like consistently?
I did. I used to work at call centers and any job that a young man could get. In the world, and to 4 o'clock in the morning one beat me and all that.
But now you're at the studio sometimes until 4 o'clock.
Yeah, no, that's fun. I wake up anytime for that. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But you mentioned call center, but didn't you also do banking at one stage?
Yeah, I was. I got the blessing to just work at one of the big banks in Jamaica.
Yeah.
I was young. I got the link through a family member, and it kind of helped shape my mindset and everything going in, because being 16, 17 and then learning about finances was a good thing for now, isn't it?
So that is going to help you, and has been helping you, no doubt, even in your musical career.
I don't know how would I survive in the pandemic if me and my brethren them never have certain insight about business and like money and how to manage certain things. Would I definitely spend it on Woolipa, Beamer and everything and broke next day, isn't it? So I'm glad we have the knowledge there.
You want to call a couple of names?
Yeah.
No, you don't. Yeah, but what is it like, though, making that transition from banking, corporate, into music? And did you have the backing of family and so on, even when you decided to make that plunge?
No, I know. Because even with the whole banking thing, it wasn't a plan, wasn't a dream. I didn't go to school for that. I didn't say anything in regards to that. But I feel like it wasn't even a transition between me and you. It wasn't a transition. It was more of like a journey. The one thing that I wasn't expecting led to the other. Like while I was at the bank, I met a young producer by the name of Capone, Bosway, and he led me to music. So I wouldn't even say it was like a transition to anything. It was like a journey, and each step that started unfolding before my eyes. Yeah.
So you were getting up, going to work, putting on your necktie and maybe a jacket sometimes, but also just vibing some music ringing in your head?
No, man, from a band. Yeah. Like, from a band, like, because my mother sing on the choir. She used to give me CDs with, like, Lionel Richie and Michael Jackson and all kind of things. So it's like, for me, music, I've never gone a day since I've been consciously aware of myself. without listening to music. Like, I have to. So
this is really destiny.
I'm starting to believe it because it's like everything just feels so natural to me. Like going on a stage, it's not like I'm nervous. I don't feel like this. I'm out of place.
Yeah.
It feels kind of perfect. So yeah.
And obviously, I can tell the listeners, music moves you because once you step into the studio and we strike a rhythm, I see you over there nodding away. Like once the music is being played.
Yeah, it's like I have an antenna for it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, where's that playing? Oh,
Even your own music.
Yeah, even my own music.
Mm-hmm. You listen a lot to yourself? Like
No, I didn't before because I'm always like, no. I'm always trying to work on it, but no, I kind of just find appreciation in growth, you know what I mean? If every day it sounds a little bit better than it, the last, then I just feel proud about it. And I'm like, I'm not competing with anybody. Yeah. I'm just trying to be better than myself. You know what I mean? So yeah.
You have a sound, and we're really appreciating your music. And we know, Blvk H3ro, that your name is ringing out in a number of countries overseas. Where would you say outside of Jamaica are you getting, greater recognition and acceptance for your music and craft?
I feel like it's a blessing to say this, but it's really the States, you know what I mean? USA, like a lot of artists would be like, it's mainly Europe and Africa, but for me, it's mainly the States, and then Europe and then Africa, you know what I mean? It's like the music kind of left from Jamaica, then went around the world, and then now it's coming back full circle. So it's like, but the States for sure.
And these are not places that you've necessarily gone like on a long tour and so on.
I haven't had a full-length world tour, nothing like that.
That hasn't happened yet.
Bits and pieces, like I've been to Europe a few times, I've been to the States a few times, and it's like, from that I have to gather as much experience as I could, but no, I haven't done any extensive work as it. No.
Do you find greater appreciation for one or two songs in, say, America versus in Europe? What are you finding in terms of the different markets, or is it generally whatever you're putting out that these folk are just consuming?
I'm going to be 100% real with you, and I hope every artist can be real with themselves from Jamaica. Like, I'm a part of the puzzle, yes, as why they're listening to me, but there's such a greater thing to this Jamaican culture than I thought. Like, when I was in Europe, obviously everybody was, Blvk H3ro is here, all right, cool. But they were more interested in who is from Jamaica, more so Blvk H3ro is like, who is Jamaica? Who is from Jamaica? What's going on? Like, what are they producing now? So it's like, there's such a foundation that has been set that I wasn't even aware of till I flew out. So I wasn't even saying I was more tuning into what my music was doing. I'm more tuning into like, this is the impact that Jamaica has on the world still to this day. Then this is more of a mission for me now than anything else. Yeah.
We are in Reggae Month and Black History Month. You are Blvk H3ro. What do these two things mean to you, really?
Oh my, it's like, I don't know. As I said, I don't know. Like this journey I'm on, it just seems like, as I said, destiny, because to have Reggae Month, Black Future Month, man, like the history alone, every Black Future Month in one is like, it just makes sense, because when I listen to, I attach reggae music to freedom, to history, to legacy, to foundation, to understanding yourself, awareness, to Rastafari, and I think all of that is black to me. So I just think it's to me is like the perfect fusion or marriage that could ever happen, isn't it? So yeah.
You're obviously having a lot of fun with your music, but do you think you have a role, Blvk H3ro, to sort of make a difference in terms of what you're putting out and so on to help the music to grow? How do you take that? Yeah,
it's not. I don't even care if nobody give me that role. I'm putting that on myself.
Take that onto yourself.
It's cool. Like I love all my peers and I love what they do, but I really see a mission for myself, especially for the youths. Like I have a foundation and a slogan, everything. Youths have to rise, isn't me?
See.
Like, so my whole purpose, like my whole mission is to just give the youth them different breadcrumbs, a different lane, a different idea. Oh, there's one example that you can just, do this too and it works, isn't me? So that's my focus. That's my and that I think will help not only impact the sound, the culture, the genre, but society. Like if the youths are our focus, and we groom them and we grow them and we teach them to be greater than what them say.
Yeah.
Then it only can be great for everything, including the music, isn't
Absolutely.
it? So that's mine.
Talk a little bit about image, because the last time I saw a Rastafarian virgin wearing his hair like you do was David Hines from Steel Pulse. Yeah. You wear your locks up.
Yeah.
All the time.
Like most of the time. Most of the time. Yeah, because it's like,
So how important is image, and why did you decide to adapt that particular, shall we say, approach?
Sure. All right. So first, just to attack the word image, I don't really I'm not fond of that word.
Okay.
So I'm just happy that whatever I'm doing just became my image, like, because I don't want to put on this is who I am.
That's
so
you,
I dress. I like fashion, and certain things. So
okay.
it's like, but when it comes to this specific hairstyle, I know for a fact it was David Hines who inspired me, because from I was a youth, I remember vividly seeing him in this picture, and it's like, I was like, yo, how him do that? how him accomplish that? How him become? And then you can't miss it.
Yeah.
Like, it helps you too, as with my brand. Like, when I was in Europe, I didn't have to go to people and say, come out to Blvk H3ro show tonight. It's like, no, we see you from a mile away. We know who you are. Where I'm like, you're your own poster. So I'm like, damn, that's cool. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I really, and I talked to David Hines on the phone and get him blessings. And he's like,
you have?
Yes, man. I like, say, I do it, you know. Him like, yo, you're slim pulse, you know. You're long pulse. Yeah. And I said, all right, cool, my father.
So you have his blessings?
Yeah, man, having blessings, man. So it's like, yeah, definitely I carry this. I would love for people to attach that to it. Yeah. I didn't invent it. I seen it somewhere for sure. Yeah.
And it's working well for you.
Yeah.
Your name itself, Blvk H3ro, and even the spelling of it is quite unique.
Yeah.
Walk us through that.
All right, the spelling firstly was just to be as unique as I could be. As you can say, my talk or my make music or my move, I just want it to be very original, you know what I mean? So the spelling was just to differentiate it from Marcus Garvey, Haile Selassie. If you search Blvk H3ro, I wouldn't. I'm coming up now if you spell it regular, but before you wouldn't have found me. Yeah. So I started out with that spelling just to kind of be different. But now you can spell it anyway and find me. I've made sure that it's easily accessible now. And then overall the name.
But the spelling, just
the spelling, Blvk, yes. And it's Hero with a 3. That's how I started with the spelling first.
So it's H-E.
It's Hero with a 3.
With
so
a 3,
it's H3ro. It's all. It was at the time, as I said, I wasn't thinking about marketing and promotions and finding me. I was like, yo, I just want to be unique.
Yeah. Let me just give you. I'm not going to delve into it, but DJ Audley was trying to indicate that we wanted to play one of your songs.
All right, get him a piece.
And he was trying to call it a different kind of way, which we found quite funny. but I quickly pointed out, no, it's Blvk
H3ro. Straight.
Tell us about your latest recording, because we're going to play that in a short while.
So the latest single off my album too. I'm just putting that out there.
Wicked.
It's called The Greatest.
The
album named and everything. Like Man on a Mission. As I said.
Man on a Mission.
Yeah, so Blvk H3ro, Man on a Mission.
Wicked.
That's me. As I said, and everybody know my mission is the youths.
And when is that coming out, by the way?
I'm not gonna put a date to it yet, but just know it's 2022 for sure.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. But this single is called The Greatest, and I really just want people to just absorb this song on a level like, look in the mirror and know that you've made it through like a very rough time in human history, isn't me? So you're the greatest. Like, I don't know how you did it, I don't know how I did it, but we're still here, and many people are here, but give thanks and give thanks that you're here. So that's the point of the song. You're the greatest.
Who did you collaborate with on that track? Producer wise?
Yeah, their name is a team, a production team called Something Deluxe. Zach Staggers and Ethan Noise. They work with they're New York big, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Do them thing.
Same. I do get that international flavor on it.
Yeah, it's very New York.
Yeah.
I'd say that for sure.
Okay.
I wanted it to have this nostalgia to the culture and to the dancehall, but I wanted it to have this essence of like a next space as well, so you still get this modern feel. So that was the vibe.
How is it doing so far? We're playing it quite a bit here.
It's impressive for me to like see like a song that's rooted in like, as I said, the 90s or 2000s, like to be this attractive to people. Like, it's not talking about the topics now. It's not talking about what they're seeing. It's not an escapism song. It's really straightforward, saying the things that you're gonna go through or you've been through and how you overcome that. So I feel great. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like,
we love
numbers
it. It's a fantastic track, man, and you've maintained your standards in that one for sure. We're gonna play it in a short while from now. 2022 then is the year you're coming out with your album, which you will call Man on a Mission. What else are you looking forward to this year in particular?
Definitely bridging the gap. People say crossover all the time, but I'm definitely actively bridging that gap, you know what I mean? Working with an artist like her, or linking up with DJ Khaled, you know, working with the likes of Shaggy, which people don't know, to me is like the crossover king, like, isn't me? So it's like, I want to be able to have these collabs, show them that the youth still that can do this, can pull numbers. So my dream and vision for the year is to make people so excited about the genre again. We're all spending our money to make this genre what it should be, which is the best in the world. You know what I mean? So that's my pre for this year.
Where can people find you on social media, Blvk H3ro?
I am on everything that has been invented: TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. So anywhere, it's Blvk H3ro. And as I said, you have the unique spelling, but you can just spell it regular Blvk H3ro, and I'm there too.
All right. Great having you in the studio, man, and best wishes.
Thanks
we see a lot of potential, and we are very happy with what you're doing with music. Give thanks, brethren.
Blessing. And the legend and talk, listen to him. Yes.
And man, so pass up on me around, gone a regular. And
no, man, not regular. I'm going to break it down. We used to live at Oaklands.
Okay.
So every day.
Right now, my guest is the public defender, Lady Arlene Harrison Henry. Good morning, public defender. Welcome. How are you today?
I am very well, thank you. And you?
I'm doing well also, and quite happy to have you, and also to hear your perspectives on this matter of the increase in bank fees which have been announced recently by at least two of our major financial institutions. Let's get to it, public defender. What's your take on it?
First of all, those increases and the request for increases are unreasonable. And it is our view that the request ought to be resisted. And if it means that Parliament is to put legislation in place to prevent that catastrophe being imposed on the Jamaican people, then we call on Parliament to do it. Richie, as you know, we have had a history in this country where banks have lived well off the Jamaican people. They have lived extremely well when we compare our ability to access finance, especially small businesses. The small man who has an idea to make a product, he can't go to the bank and get financing because the bank needs so much from him, including collateral. That is only one aspect. The small businessman who now has to rely on his own money. He perhaps uses his family savings. He perhaps has a little credit card, and we know the interest rates on that. And then we have to look at the bank. From the other perspective, what has been their role, and I'm talking about Jamaica, in relation to economic growth? What has been their contribution? Now, we know that if you want to borrow money to buy a car, you can get it because they have the car title as a collateral. If you want to buy a big two-door refrigerator, and you go into one of these high-end furniture stores, you will have a bank agent on spot to sign up to get the money. We're talking about economic development of a country. Small businesses employ people. So we have different Jamaicas. We have Jamaica wherein we talk about digitalizing our economy and everything. How does a farmer up into the Blue Mountains operate any digital accounts? Mm-hmm. When we look, for instance, Richie, and to give some specific examples, some banks, and we can call names because we have had our real experiences, will charge $1,000 for every deposit made to a savings account. The rationale is that they say, we want to keep you away from the tellers. Yet they may have 3 ATM machines. Only one works. So you see the big long line going into the bank.
Yes.
You have to take a number. You have to stand up out there and wait until you're called. Other thing, Richie, I recently had an experience where I transferred money to somebody's account, or thought I did, from a Scotiabank account, which is my account, to an NCB account. 5 days after the event, the money had not reached the intended recipient.
Really?
Oh, yes. This is despite all my calling to the bank. Where is the money? Over here, it is in transit. I then get a tracking number. You know what that tracking number is, Richie B?
What?
It turns out to be the intended recipient bank account number.
Whew.
So that now causes me and Mr. Mapp, because he had accompanied me down to Scotia Center. You go down there, you join a line, you wait on your turn, you go in, you take a number, and you sit down and you wait. And when you ask, because the teller and the supervisor are not giving us satisfactory answers, you say, well, can we speak with the manager? The teller says, excuse me? In other words, the manager is really too much of an important person to speak with a customer who has a problem. If you call Scotiabank about a matter, you have a problem and you call them, you tell them what the problem is. After they go through the verification questions to ascertain, as they are obliged to do in law, your identity to protect the confidentiality of the account, they don't immediately go to your concern, You know what the next question is? Oh, they want to update the account. Confirm your email. We want any new telephone number you may have.
Or a change of address.
So your burning issue is now on a back burner because the bank's interest comes before the customer's interest. But the big question is for all of us to consider is, because I do not know it, and I would love to hear other people's opinion. I have my own. The role of the bank in Jamaica's economic growth. Now, Richie, I'm not talking about the little 50 tablets that a bank may give a basic school. I'm not talking about the adopt a classroom or a clinic where you see on Labor Day they all go out and paint and there is a big PR. I really want to understand over the years, because they have been assisted by administration after administration in earning massive mega profits off the backs of the Jamaican people. And they're not the only ones.
Yeah, consistently through the years. Consistently
through the year.
Do you see this as, I know the banks have put forward arguments that they have their expenses, increasing expenses and so on. But all in all, do you see it as bad timing or just plain old greed?
If I'm to be brutally frank, it's plain old greed. The billions of dollars that they have accumulated and that they report on, they just want more on top of that because banks are actually closing branches, lessening the service to the Jamaican people. You see, Richie B, we come from a place, that says that profit is good. People, you go into business to make profit. Shareholders are to get a fair return. But look, it's not only about them. There is a component of service. There is a component of decency and what is reasonable and fair. Those are some, and the role of the banks. The small businessman may not have a company formed. He may not have the cash flow study done by a professional. He may not have a projected profit and loss statement to present when he goes in to apply for a loan. So he is immediately excluded. Indeed, and in fact, Richie, he may not even have all the necessaries to open an account. He may not have that. He may not even have the basics to go through the door. We have had to help people we know get bank accounts, providing the necessary letters of reference and so on. And we're talking people in farming communities where banks are far flung from them, and we understand that they are in remote locations. The banks need to do an introspection of their role in this community. But I tell you, Richie, we urge Parliament to rein them in.
Is it any consolation that one of the banks is waiving or delaying these increases for another 6 months?
No consolation whatever. This matter has to be dealt with, in our view, legislatively. And we believe in free enterprise. We believe in the making of profit. But, enough is enough from this banking sector. Enough is enough. It is time that the community you serve gain some benefits. Let the money in the bank work to develop this country. That is what we need. And we need greater equity in how loans are made, how people can access money for legitimate purposes. People should not have to self-finance their businesses, especially small businesses who employ hundreds and thousands of Jamaicans. It is time that we, as a country, look at the role of the bank in economic growth. Richie, there have been so many people who have been hurt. I think of a complaint we had, not that we have jurisdiction, but we talk to people who come here with their problems, who was fin-sacked. And this goes back to the 90s. And for a small sum of money, people lost their businesses, people lost their homes, people lost their livelihoods when banks were bailed out. But the citizen was not bailed out. They really have had, an uncle of mine of blessed memory would say they ride high on the hog. I don't know if you know that old-time Jamaican expression.
Oh, yes, I do know
yes.
it. Uh-huh.
Yeah, and they've taken us for a good ride. It is time that they stop.
Yes.
And we make them stop legislatively in a non-confrontational way.
Public
to
defender,
say
yes.
We need a new day.
Yeah. Public defender, we thank you again for deliberating with us this morning and sharing your views on this troubling subject of the increase in bank fees. Please give my regards to Mr. McKenzie.
I certainly will.
Wonderful having you this morning, and you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.
Good then.
Bye-bye. That was, of course, Constitutionally Speaking. It happens every Thursday morning at 10:15 right here on Up and Go on the Bridge 99 FM. And you'd have heard, it's a sponsored segment, by the way, and you'd have heard today my chat with the public defender, Arlene Harrison Henry.
Richie B, the party master, on Up and Go, the Bridge 99 FM.